So hello everyone and welcome. Today I have the absolute pleasure of sitting down with Christina Lekati online. Christina is joining us as a featured speaker at the upcoming CYB3R DAYS conference that we organize in September. And she will be delivering a highly anticipated session focused on OSINT and critical infrastructure and hybrid threats, named Public Data, Real Consequences, OSINT, and the security of critical infrastructure, a topic that's increasingly crucial in today's threat landscape. So, Christina, thank you so much for taking the time to join me today. Welcome on the call.
It's my pleasure. It's our second time at the conference together at CYB3R DAYS. So it's my pleasure to see everybody again and be part of it.
Yeah, nice. And it's really great to have you on the conference again. So let me jump straight to the first question. So based on your bio, deep psychology and cybersec is quite interesting and very useful combination. So have you became psychologist first, or did the cybersec board directed you to be also psychologist?
Jan, I ask this question myself too sometimes because the path is not so clear. I grew up next to a father that bred me into the industry because he was in cybersecurity from the very beginning of its conception as well. So I saw a lot of things through him. I knew from a pretty young age that I was interested in people, in helping people, in keeping them safe. And eventually I knew that I felt a calling towards understanding psychology, how people operate, etc. And while I was studying, I was also working with my father already. So I could directly apply what I was learning in cybersecurity. And eventually it just felt right to continue on this path.
Okay.
So they happened a little bit in parallel, but psychology is something I have very close to my heart.
Yeah, that's great, because it's something that I think that a lot of people in the industry, in any industry, is quite missing these days. Because you needed to work with your colleagues, you needed to work with your manager to ask for the budget, and to think like threat actor, or to think like blue teamer or something like that. So I think that's really great to be able to become the right person and think like the person and understand what's behind their decisions and something like that.
That's right, and you raise a few points because with psychology you get better communication skills when it comes to talking to different groups of people. But like you mentioned, you're better able to get out of your own head and into the mind of the attacker. I had a lot of exposure on this through my dad as well. He was doing penetration tests. He was taking me with him sometimes. So there was this practical work that happened too. And now, like as the years moved on, working in social engineering, we were also called to do, actually this started 8 years ago, it still goes on strong, to do vulnerability assessments based on OSINT on high value targets at first, and then on facilities, on buildings and critical infrastructure.
Okay, that sounds very interesting. So you mentioned one thing, that basically the cybersec or infosec topic is like the family business. It sounded like that.
Is it? It's just me and my dad from the family.
Yeah, so we will see if your kids in the future probably will go the same way. But it depends on the future. It will be full of AI and full of humanoid robots or something like that.
And yet we will still need human brains. I am
Yeah,
a believer of that.
yeah, that's right. Me too. So basically, based on the abstract of your talk that you mentioned that OSINT is the way how adversaries find different vulnerabilities from safe distance. So basically, they can do that from different continent, different countries, something like that. And when we think about OSINT services like, I don't know, Showdown or something like that, would not be great if these kinds of services will block the incoming requests from, let's say, adversarial countries?
I think that it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't make any difference because it's not just Shodan or public services and public companies that put information out there. Sometimes it's a crowdsourced imagery from crowdsourced maps, like Mapillary, Cartaview, etc. We will showcase a couple of examples. We had a case with critical entity where one of the employees was participating in these crowdsourced maps and he decided to walk into the facility while taking images and videos and then uploading them on one of these services. So you find a lot of things. Sometimes they come from the inside because people are not aware of the risk this might cause. Sometimes some industries, which we will talk about at CYB3R Days, they decide that they have a transparent philosophy. They support transparency, but they take it a little bit too far. So along the way of being transparent, they lose sight of security, and there are details that are being disclosed that shouldn't be there. Like, for example, we have found maps of the facility that also showcase where you need your car readers. Why would I prepare for something like that in advance? Why would I have this information? Why should I?
I definitely understand that. I saw in my career a lot of cases like that, like basically marketing posts showing the rooms of security operations center and something like that. So you can see how many computers are there, so how many SOC members are there. You can see the operating system. You can see just really vague, in really vague way, what kind of SIEM they probably use. So it's somehow these activities are done like out of the scope of the IT and cybersecurity departments in the company. It's done by, I don't know, marketing or public relations department. So they just go inside and do the thing. No one knows where it ends, and then it's too late, because as we know, one time it's on the internet, it's on there forever.
And the employees, by the way, we have all the TikTokers, the scientists, the staff that decide to post a vlog from a day in the life of insert
that's
job
nice.
position in it. And then they also do entire walkthroughs, and you can see what kind of gates they pass through, how many doors, how does the inside look like. By the way, I've also come across these walkthroughs in data centers. Some of them are on Google Maps, and I was thinking, okay, but why? What?
What's the point? That sounds really, really crazy and scary. But that's something that you can find on YouTube like every day, because it's really cool content, and basically those people they don't think about the consequences that are caused by just these innocent recordings.
And like you said, it's really cool, and it's also scary. I think it starts off really cool because you walk through facilities, you find all this information, and it's as if you walk in a video game and you try to find little treasure chests. But it's scary when your city ends up having an arson attack to the power grid, and suddenly you have no power, no internet, nothing for a week. No heat, no heating in the middle of winter, for example, as it happened in Germany this year.
That's crazy. Those small things with those huge impacts. That's definitely scary. So, but because the OSINT is so valuable for threat actors, does it mean that each company should employ at least one OSINT researcher, so this person can look around and hunt for these information and vulnerabilities mentioned in these different open source intelligence data? Because that's something that I can hear quite well from our clients when they mention, okay, that's something that we should definitely start focusing on, but we are not sure if we should contract that on, I don't know, year basis or monthly basis, or should that be full-time employee, and so on. So what do you think about that?
I think it depends on the type of the facility, the size of the facility, and the complexity of the facility, because you have some some critical infrastructure facilities that are small and contained, so you don't need an employee full-time to go through that. You can have OSINT assessments. I think you should, let's start from that. You should have an OSINT vulnerability assessment happen on your organization as a single assessment, not as part of a pen testing, not as part of a red teaming assessment, because then, you know, they will not test every avenue. It's the scope would be too big. Mm-hmm. They test one specific avenue when they do a red teaming assessment or two. But OSINT assessments as a single service is more complete. It has a much broader and in much broader scope, basically. Mm-hmm, and it's more structured, organized, categorized, in the sense that you look for information that is important through multiple sources, you correlate it, you prioritize, you find the vulnerabilities, of course, and then you go through prioritization from highest risk to lowest risk, or for more exposure to less, and mitigation, and then the recommendations and countermeasures.
Okay,
which is more structured. Now you can have an employee do that on a more everyday basis, but that would lie more on the aspect of monitoring.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So does that mean that, or can we say that it's better to have the, internal employee for that, or and doing that, I don't know, for 5 years, or it would be better to have like external contractor every, I don't know, 3 months, different contractor each time, because these are, different minds. They are taking different look at things. They, know different stuff, focusing on different stuff based on their existing knowledge. So I'm always thinking this basically applies to, I don't know, any role in the IT or cybersec or infosec. If it's better to have the internal employee with inside info, but he or she can be like blind because of that, or if it is better to have the external contractor.
I would say start with an external contractor, because they come with with a blank slate. They don't know what's happening already, so they can also search more independently what is out there. Have that report come on your desk, see how you handle that and how you tie this in to your security program, and then appoint an insider as well, like somebody that has open source intelligence skills to continue on this work and build on it.
Yeah. Okay.
But like you said, sometimes when you have insider knowledge, it anchors your thinking to those specific aspects, and then other things that you never thought about, it stay vulnerable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right. They can be the same vulnerability they are looking for. Yeah. I get that. That's great. Okay, so that's it, Christina. I would like to thank you so much for sharing those insights. It's definitely given us a lot to think about, and it perfectly sets the stage for your full talk on our conference. And for everyone watching, if you found this, let's say, preview valuable, you will not want to miss Christina's complete deep dive into OSINT and critical infrastructure and hybrid threats. And she will be presenting live on site in Prague at CYB3R DAYS that will take place on September 2nd and September 3rd. I think it's going to be a fantastic event full of top-tier cybersecurity insights. And so make sure to grab your tickets and secure a spot if you haven't already. Everything you need to know you can find on www.cyber-days.com. And Christina, we look forward to seeing you there. Thanks for watching. Thank you again, Christina, and have a great day, everyone.
Thank you too, Jan. We did not even scratch the surface. There is a lot that we're going to talk about, and I look forward to hearing what the audience thinks and to talking with everybody. See you there.